Hey there everyone, and welcome back to Star Fox Command. Today we'll be going to Ficina to help Peppy Hare's daughter, Lucy Hare, find her dad. If you don't know who Peppy Hare is one of the original members of the Star Fox team. Let's go over who Lucy Hare is, and I'm reading this off the Arwingpedia this time. I'm not going off by memory, because the first two parts were riddled with improper trivia information, so I'm trying to get better. Sorry of everyone. But Lucy Hare is the adult daughter of Peppy Hare and his late wife Vivian Hare. Lucy teaches astrophysics on Ficina and is an accomplished pilot, having been trained by her father, who she became close to following the death of her mother shortly after the end of the Lilac Wars due to illness. She is the only child of Peppy and Vivian Hare. She is roughly the same age as Fox and Slippy, and it implied that they have known each other previously, likely as friends. She is actually, during the Angler Blitz, because this is the only game that Lucy has ever appeared in. Like I said, this is called Angler Blitz. Lucy joins the Star Fox team, piloting the Sky Bunny, and befriended Crystal during these years, or this time. Lucy had a daughter of her own years after. The daughter remains unnamed so far, as does the husband or father, who also became a pilot and joined the reformed Star Fox team under the command of Marcus McCloud, the son of Fox McCloud, and his wife Crystal. That's somewhat spoilerish, so sorry I didn't warn everyone beforehand, but yes, one of the endings, because Star Fox Command is non-canon though, one of the endings of the game is that Fox and Crystal have a son who restart the Star Fox team. But, since none of the endings are canon, I don't really feel bad about spoiling the game, because nothing really matters, but just in case that one guy is gonna be like, "Spoiler alert, Jawan, you ruined one of the 9 endings in the game." Just for you, that was a spoiler. Just for everyone who cared. Anyway, yes, Lucy uses the Sky Bunny, which is her ship of choice. It was actually funny, in the comments, Mark, or Kid Koopa, he mentioned how Fox's music when he battles is Area 6 from Star Fox 64. I had actually looked that up right after I posted that part, because I thought about it again. Not posted the part, I keep thinking about posting. I made the part. I had thought about that, so I looked it up, and yeah, that was. I was going to mention it now, but it's in that comment, so I'm happy. Doesn't really matter. Now, you want to make sure whenever you're putting your cursor on an enemy, and you're going to a mothership, make sure it locks, because sometimes the game can glitch out and you won't lock on. For some odd reason. Anyway, I believe we're going to be hearing Lucy's music in a second, so I'll let you all listen to what her music is. And that's Lucy's music. This is a nice nice tune. It's not really anything special about it. It's not heroic like Fox's or Slippy's. Well, Fox's being from another game, but it's not like Fox's or Slippy's in its heroic nature. As far as Lucy's ability as a pilot, or as a fighter, she's a pretty balanced pilot overall. She has Fox is the most balanced pilot in the entire game, just because his stats are he doesn't have low health, he has kind of medium health. He has a medium-sized boost bar, or special bar. He has lock-on, and he can get twin lasers. He's the most balanced, but in comparison, Lucy's a pretty balanced fighter. She's not really that unbalanced or anything. She's not that bad, but she can be a bit annoying to fight with, just because of her low health. Luckily, there are only about 2 sections in the entire game where you have to actually play as her, to my knowledge. every character actually, something I never mentioned was that every character actually has their own individual ship. So, remember that like, for example, when we get Crystal, she's gonna have a Cornerian flight ship, which is a generic ship that certain characters have, like, Bill has. But then, like, in the next section, she'll have her normal ship, the, it was like the Skywaver or something like that. I'll remember it when I see it, so I'll look it up. Anyway, checking out another mothership. Final core, I mean. What do you all think of the core mechanic that they implemented? Yawning much. Anyway, what do you all think of the core? Ooh, and that's what happens when you run right into the laser fire. You basically destroy yourself almost. What do you think of the core mechanic, though? Like, having to just go around and kill all those enemies. Would you have much rather enjoyed a, like, direct attack on the enemy, like, every time you hit an enemy you went through a small side-scrolling stage? Or a, not side-scrolling, but a rail-shooting stage? Or just had rail-shooting stages in general? Tell me in the comments. Also, one thing I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, you really won't notice it on Pachina, and you really won't notice it on Aquas, but, maybe during the asteroid belt section we might notice it. It's best to see on Corneria, which is like, which you could see it. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but every stage, like if you take out enemies on certain parts of the stages, the stage changes. Like if you take them out over like a darkened area, they'll be more mountainous. But if you take them out on like a more wider area, or an area with water, you might see water enemies that are running around. What's her name? Miss Hare uses a lock-on for her ship. It's a very simple lock-on. Her ship actually is one of the few ships that has a lock-on plasma bullet, which is a deadly combo when you think about it, because the plasma bullets are already like one of the strongest abilities in the game. Then you add a lock-on to that, and you just get overpowered. Just overpowered. There's nothing really I can say about it. You're just an overpowered beast of a fighter. Which is odd, because it makes her almost unbalanced. Which is not surprising then why she wasn't included in many more sections of the game. Other than Pachina and the individual female ending of the game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring in a lady commentator for that one. Hopefully someone who knows about Star Fox. If you're a female, and you know about Star Fox, join me. In that, don't take that the wrong way. Someone take that completely wrong direction, and it'll just sound all nasty. Just gross. So that's it for that. There's only like about one more enemy left, I believe. So I can't really tell. I don't remember exactly. I edited this part a few days ago. And I'm so sorry. I must apologize for the like lack of parts in this game. Where like I'm trying to get like episodes put out as fast as I can, but with school and trying to record other stuff for later, so that way I can actually have like footage recorded. That way when the school year starts getting rougher, I can just commentate and I don't have to worry about recording the full game. You know, getting all that stuff done is being a bit of an irritating thing. I don't want to call it bitch, but yeah, it is. Because it's not female at all. Anyway, we'll finish this off with Fox, and then this level has a boss fight. I'll be able to go over the boss. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Here's this mechanic in Star Fox Command. There are coins. Every time you defeat 100 enemies in a stage, you can or 100 enemies in general, because it saves the progress of how many enemies you destroy. Every time you destroy like 100 enemies, 100 coins will drop out of the enemy, and you can collect all of those by doing barrel rolls, and those will not only add time onto your, God, I hate those bubble enemies. Those bubble enemies like to, like, trap you in a bubble and then do damage to you. But there'll be 100 coins. You grab those said 100 coins, and then you'll get an extra ship. The game's not too hard, so you really shouldn't need that extra ship. It's like 64, where if you're just skilled enough, honestly, you shouldn't really need it, but if you're not, I guess you're going to need the ship. In Star Fox Command, though, it's a lot more punishing if you die, because in 64, you just restart, like, from a checkpoint. In Command, you can lose out on a lot of progress, and wow, that did a lot of damage, giving that guy health. Great. Anyway. Because of the fact that when you die, the enemies get to move again. They get... Basically, if you lose against an enemy ship, let's say your ship falls, the enemy gets to move again. This doesn't affect boss fights because bosses are stationary and you just go straight towards them. But, like, if, let's say I lost to a missile, the missile would continue with, like, the missile not only already fired a bit forward already, but then on top of that, it will move forward again after I've lost to it. Making it a bit more irritating to fight. There's like one left. Let's just take it out with a missile. Something you might notice back there is that Slippy said that he was coming in to help. You can do that in this game, where you can have multiple pilots on the same area. It doesn't really affect much because with said multiple pilots, you really don't, you know, nothing's really changes about it. But if you felt like you needed it, you could do it. Oh, look at that! Andrew's back! And he's helping the anglers this time. In his Death Crab. Andrew being the nephew of Andros. My apologies for that as well. I said it was his grandson. So now this is the Death Crab. The Death Crab is... Oh, and I'm sorry for the cut there, for the edit there. I had to do something else for a second. Anyway, the Death Crab is basically a giant crab enemy that you have to keep shooting at its eyes first. Once you shoot at its eyes enough, it will eventually take enough damage, and you'll be able to do, and then it'll fly in the air. This is actually a multi-form boss, quote-unquote. When it's on the ground, the Death Crab's very unmenacing. In fact, when it's in the air, it's not that menacing. It wasn't the eye, it was the pincers, my apologies. Anyway, the Death Crab just will put up ice shards and will try to hit you with those, but they're pretty easy to dodge. As far as the Death Crab in the air, he's even easier than he is on the ground. One bomb shot will take out most of his body. You'll see it here. Look at that. More than most of his body gone, and I have so much extra time. Death Crab is not hard at all. He's the easiest boss, and Andrew should be ashamed to hold his uncle's name for this. Mr. Oikini, you fail. Your uncle will be so disappointed. All it does once you get rid of all its limbs is just keep moving around in a sporadic pattern of up and down. You just keep shooting at it, and it dies like nothing. And you just keep throwing bombs at it to make the fight go faster, because I have so much extra time. One bomb did all that damage. Just pathetic. I feel so sad for Andrew to have a pathetic ship as that. But this is Storyline A, where the bosses are pretty easy. Storyline D and E, I'm pretty sure, will be harder. Alright, mission complete. Yeah! Anyway. And that was Awakening Strikes Back, done and done. And we got an extra ship. You can go back to old stages and play them to get better records if you want to get more points. At least for now. Alright then. Now, here's where another storyline path to that all-female ending that I mentioned earlier would go. I missed the little dialogue section, but since we're going on storyline A, you couldn't actually take that path when you're first going through the game, so we're going to be going instead to another pathway. Everyone keeps mentioning how Crystal missed Fox or was sad that Fox let her go, or basically broke up with her. I feel sorry for that, because I don't like seeing people's relationships die, but, you know, Fox did what he had to do. People are acting like he's a douchebag for doing that, but he did it because he wanted to protect her. It's just like a parent grabbing a child by the arm and like, ripping them from the side of the road when they're about to get hit by a bus. Sure, it hurt at the time, but they were doing it for the greater good of you. I don't know. I don't know how other people feel about the whole Crystal Fox relationship. I think that he did the right thing. At least he was trying to. Whether or not he did the right thing is completely debatable, but I think he was trying. Yeah, his heart was in the right place. Anyway, we're gonna go meet Slippy's fiance Amanda, who's also a playable character, and she is worse than her husband, which is amazing. Ugh. Twin lasers add extra damage. But anyway, we'll see you all next time in Office. Thanks for watching.